Sitik Mafia, are you in the line? Sitik Mafia, are you in the line? Our principal ma'am will be in 5 minutes. So please wait, ma'am. Once again, I welcome to all prayer song. I would call upon Sitik Mafia, second BSc Mathematics. Sitik Mafia, are you in the line?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you start.
சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே என்னை களை தீர்த்தே உலகில் ஏற்றம் புரிய வந்தாய் என்னை களை தீர்த்தே உலகில் ஏற்றம் புரிய வந்தாய் சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே பிள்ளை கனியமுதே கண்ணம்மா பேசும் பொச்சித்திரமே பிள்ளை கனியமுதே கண்ணம்மா பேசும் பொச்சித்திரமே அள்ளி அணைத்திடவே கண்ணம்மா அள்ளி அணைத்திடவே கண்ணம்மா ஆடி வரும் தேனே அள்ளி அணைத்திடவே என் முன்னே அள்ளி அணைத்திடவே என் முன்னே ஆடி வரும் தேனே சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே ஓடி வருகையிலே கண்ணம்மா ஓடி உள்ளந்தான் கல்வெறி கொள்ளுதடி உச்சிதனை முகந்தார் கருவம் கல்வெறி கொள்ளுதடி கன்னத்தில் முத்தமிட்டால் உள்ளந்தான் கல்வெறி கொள்ளுதடி சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே என்னை களை தீர்த்து உலகில் ஏற்ற புரிய வந்தாய் என்னை களை தீர்த்து உலகில் ஏற்ற புரிய வந்தாய் சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to call upon Mrs. V. Maheshwari, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Tribhuvan Arts and Science College, to deliver the welcome address.
A pleasant morning to one and all gathered here. I am so happy to welcome you all to the inaugural function. Initially, I welcome our prestigious chairperson, Mr. G. Dhanasekaran. Welcome, sir. And our eminent principal, Dr. M. Komuda. Welcome, ma'am. From the depth of my heart, I welcome our inspiring chief guest, Dr. M. Meena, Assistant Professor in Mathematics, Vijay College of Arts and Science, Pudukkottai. Welcome, ma'am. I also welcome the faculty members, the research scholars and students from various colleges who are attending the webinar. You are the one who introduces beautiful ideas on different angles. I address you as the ideas of today's inauguration. I welcome Ms. J. Priyadarshini, who will deliver the vote of thanks. And I also welcome our admirable convener, Head of Mathematics Department, Dr. M. Parimala Devi, and staff members. Once again, I welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would call upon our principal, ma'am, to deliver the presidential address. Ma'am. Ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. ஒண்ணுமே பேசவே இல்லையா? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many of you are present here? 100. Okay. Most respected chairman, distinguished chief guest, faculty, staff, students, delegates representing many outstanding colleges, universities, and friends. A very good morning to one and all. All your presence today through this webinar brings honor to us. This magnificent webinar would not have been possible without the work of the organizing team members, dynamic head of the Department of Mathematics, and I thank you all and congratulate for your hard work and confidence to make this webinar a successful one. During this pandemic situation, Mentally, we are so tired. Webinars, these kinds of webinars will be so helpful to clear up our mind and also to be active. This is not the time to take rest. This is the time to update our knowledge. Staff and students must acquire a sophisticated and nuanced understanding of profoundly different culture. At this juncture, I thank our resource person for her immediate concern to share her profound knowledge on inverse domination theory. Hope this session will give surprising messages on mathematics. And with these, I thank you all for your active participation and I leave the session to our resource person. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you, ma'am. Parimla, ma'am, shall I start?
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to call upon Mrs. Mageshwari, ma'am. Please introduce our resource person. Ma'am.
I heartily welcome Dr. M. Meena as an excellent educational qualification as he has done her undergraduation at Quetney Miller Government Arts College for Women in Chennai and a PG and PhD at Government Arts College for Women at Autonomous Pudukkottai. She did her MPhil in H.S. Rajas College, Autonomous Pudukkottai, and she has qualified FIT on 2017. Her area of research in graph theory, especially on domination and 10 isolated locating domination in graphs, some related parameters. She has guided 5 MPhil students, 4 PhD students, and 1 MPhil student for underguidance. She has published 18 journals, and 3 journals are in work. And she has presented 5 papers in conferences. Her area of interest are fuzzy graph theory, mathematical analysis, algebra, and discrete mathematics. I invite you, ma'am, to give me a glorious speech in the topic recent trends in mathematics, especially on magic labeling on graphs. Thank you, ma'am.
Meena, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Shall we start, ma'am? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
A happy morning to everyone. First of all, I thank the management and principal ma'am for giving me this wonderful opportunity. This institution has been started in the year 1995. About the college, this college has been started with love, hope, and courage as its motto. The college strives towards excellence of education in all spheres to be reached out to the deserved girls of the remote villages, and it has been almost done. About the department, the HOD, Dr. Parimla Devi ma'am, is my college mate and a good friend of mine. It's my pleasure to thank her who made this day possible with you. I also have a good relationship with all other faculty members. I express my sincere thanks to the organizers of this event, Soundarya ma'am, Priyadashni ma'am, Mageshwari ma'am, Shanmugapriya ma'am, Saraswati ma'am, Muthu Malayarsi ma'am, Sindhupriya ma'am, Geeta ma'am, and Revari ma'am. This three-day national webinar is possible only because of the young and dedicated faculty members. Now let us move on to the session. Ma'am, whether the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, it is visible, ma'am. Okay. The topic we are going to see today is magic labeling on graphs. Let us start with mathematical codes. Life is a continuous exercise in creating problem solving. Pure mathematicians just love to try unsolved problems. They love a challenge always. So we should all proud to be a mathematician. The overview of this lecture is, we start with an introduction followed by the literature survey. Types of labeling will be instructed. Scope of the research are discussed. Magic labeling will be defined with illustrations, and dual labeling will also be constructed depending on the magic labeling, and well spread sequence will be defined. Labeling for complete graphs will be followed from the well spread sequence, and for large cycles and small cycles we are going to find the magic labeling, and we conclude along with the open problems, applications and references. Introduction. Graph theory start with the puzzle of Königsberg problem, which we all know. So it is posted by the Euler in the year 1736. It has graph theory has wide application in applied mathematics, even in probability and in topology. One of the interesting application of graph theory is graph labeling. Let us define what is a graph labeling. A graph labeling is nothing but the assignment of integers, positive integers we are going to assign. So it is a mapping from a set to another set. So it is a bijective mapping. So here it consists of the vertices 1, 2, etc. and the edges also. E1. We can label the vertices as V1, V2, etc. and the edges as E1, E2, etc. It will be assigned to, if this is a one-to-one mapping, it will be assigned to the integers, positive integers 1 to etc. up to p plus q. So this is a one-to-one mapping. So we can first we can either label vertices alone or edges, or we can label both vertices as well as edges. Graph labeling was first introduced in the 1960s. So I have already said that the vertices can be labeled alone or edges or both. So if the edges are labeled, it is called beta valuation. If the vertices are labeled, it is called alpha. And if both the vertices and edges are labeled, it is called row labeling. So beta labeling was named later as graceful labeling. More than 3,000 papers were published in this graph labeling. Around 50 years, there are 200 graph labeling types are defined. So first, motivated by the magic square. Magic square is nothing but it is a 3. We all know the problem of a magic square. It is nothing but a 3 cross 3 square, or you can even take any other move. So you have to now give the numbers 1 to 9, and if you add row wise, column wise, or even diagonal wise, you should get the same result. That is the magic square. So it was introduced in the year 1963 by Shetland. Stewart also labeled the edges. Stewart calls a connected graph semi-magic if there is a labeling of the edges with the integers. So he labeled the vertices with the integers such that for each vertex, the sum of the labels of the incident with it is the same. So if you get the same number, that is said to be a constant. Instead of semi-magic term, Burge also do this problem, but he used the term regularizable. So next we are going to see what are the types of labeling available. So there is we have already mentioned what is a graceful labeling, harmonious labeling, and magic labeling is one among the type. There are so many types of labeling. Among that, magic labeling is one of the type. In magic labeling, we are going to first discuss what is a vertex magic labeling. So Let me start with an example. Just a moment. Vertex magic labeling is nothing but we are going to label the vertices as well as the edges starting from the numbers 1 to etc. Usually the notation for the number of vertices is P and the notation for the number of edges is Q, and vertex set is defined by V and edge set is defined by E. So we are going to label the vertices as well as edges. The vertex label and the labels on the edges incident at that vertex add to a fixed constant. So it should add to a fixed constant, then it is called a magic constant. Here, if you see, this is the example for a vertex magic labeling. This is a path on 7 vertices. So if there are 7 vertices, then the number of edges will be 6. So 7 plus 6 is nothing but 13. So you have to give the integers starting from 1 to 13. So here I have labeled this vertex with 1, and if you check the numbers 1 to 13 will be arrived for the vertices as well as edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the numbers are arranged. So when can we say that this is a vertex magic labeling? That is, it should satisfy a condition. The condition is nothing but if you take a vertex, you have to add the label given to the vertex and the edge incident with it. The edge incident with this vertex is only one edge. So if you add these two numbers, you will be getting 60. Therefore, the magic constant is 60. If you take this vertex, it is 11. The edges incident are 4 and 1. So if you add these three numbers, you get the magic constant to be 60. Similarly, if you take the third vertex, 10 plus 1 plus 5. If you add, the answer is 60. Again, if you take the fourth vertex, 9 plus 5 plus 2, the magic constant is 60. If you add 8 plus 6 plus 2 also 60. 7 is incident with the edges 6 and 3, so you will be getting 60. 13 is incident with only one edge 3, so 13 plus 3 is 60. So this is the vertex magic labeling. So now let us see a situation, practical situation where this labeling is applied. So if you are given there is a problem in an international Olympic committee, IOC, Olympic emblem consists of, so we know that Olympic emblem consists of 5 overlapping rings containing 9 regions. In order to contribute to pension fund for retiring IOC delegates, people are asked to deposit the amount. They have given the dollars from 1 to 9. So they have to deposit the amount in the 9 regions so that the amount in each region is the same. So in each region, the amount should be the same. Let me see the solution for this problem. So here, they have given there are totally 5 rings. So I represent the rings by the vertices, 5 vertices. So this is the vertex V1 and this is the vertex V2. Similarly, I draw up to 5 vertices and they have given there are 9 regions. So I will join these overlapping regions by an edge. So these are the edges I have joined. So if you count the number of edges and the number of vertices, you will be able to get in the 9 regions. 5 plus 4 is 9. So now I am going to place the coin so that the amount is the same. This is the solution. That is, the labeling is given in this manner. So if you, we have to verify whether the constant is applied. So according to the vertex magic labeling definition, I have to add the label given to the vertex and the edge, label of the edge which is incident with that vertex. So if you add 8 plus 3, the answer is 11. So it should be the 11 for all the vertices also. So if you add 7 for the second vertex, 7 plus 3 plus 1 is 11. Again, if you add 6 plus 4 plus 1, it is also 11. If you add 4 plus 5 plus 2, again you will be getting 11. And 9 is incident with only one vertex, so you will be getting 11. So how to make it as a solution for the original problem? So here there are 5 rings, and the overlapping, these are the overlapping. So I will label the first ring with V1 and the second ring with V2, third ring with V3, V4 and V5. Now the overlapping regions will represent the edges. This is the overlapping region because the circles V1 and V2 overlap here. So this is the line joining V1 and V2. So therefore, for the line joining V1 and V2, I have given the label to be 3. So 3 is mentioned here. So for the non-overlapping regions, I will give the label of the vertices. So here it is 8, 7, 6, 5 and 9. Therefore, for the non-overlapping regions, 8, 7, 6, 5 and 9 are given. For the overlapping region, the label of the edges. This is the overlapping region which connects V1 and V3. Therefore, V2 and V3. So connecting V2 and V3, the label is 1. Therefore, 1 is given here. This is the overlapping region between V4 and V5. Therefore, the label of the edge between V4 and V5 receives the label 2. Therefore, 2 is given here. So this is the practical situation where this problem is applied. Next, consecutive labeling. So let us recall the definition of a vertex magic labeling. So a graph of order P and size Q is called vertex magic total labeling. It should be assigned the integers from 1 to P plus Q, so that each vertex, the vertex label and the labels incident on the edges add to a fixed constant. That is called the magic constant. So there are 2 types of vertex magic constant. One is E super magic constant and a V super. When will you say that it is E super and when will you say that it is E super? Let us see an example. So if you take this graph, so let us check whether this is the graph K4, a complete graph in which this edge is removed. So complete graph means it should be all the vertices should be incident with all the vertices should be adjacent, but this these 2 edges are not adjacent. So this is the graph K4 minus E. So for this graph, the labels are given. Let us check whether this is a vertex magic total label. So here, if you find the magic constant 3, you have to, for the vertex 3, you have to add the labels given to the vertices as well as the edges incident with this. The vertex with the label 3 is incident with these 3 edges, 2, 4 and 7. So if you add all these numbers, it will be giving 60, which is the magic constant. Similarly, for the second vertex, the label is 9. So it is incident with only 2 edges. Therefore, if you add 9 plus 2 plus 5, you will be getting 16. And the third vertex is labeled 6 and it is incident with the edges 5 and 1. So if you add 6 plus 5 plus 1 and again 4 is also incident with this. So if you add 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 1, you will be getting 16. If you take 8 is incident with the edges with the label 7 and 1. Therefore, 8 plus 7 plus 1 will give 16. So this is a vertex magic labeling. But we are going to check whether this is a E vertex or E super, or whether it is a V super. E super means the consecutive numbers should be given for the edges. So if you give the consecutive numbers 1 to starting up to, since there are 2 edges, and if you assign the labels 1 to etc. up to Q to the edges, then that labeling is called E super magic total labeling. If the vertices receive the consecutive numbers starting from 1 to etc. P, then it is called V super vertex magic total labeling. But here, if you see, this edge is labeled with 1. This edge is labeled with 2. But here, I have already defined it to be consecutive number should be given for the edges. Therefore, the label 3 should be given for an edge, whereas here the label 3 is given for the vertex. Therefore, we can't say this is a E super vertex magic labeling. Similarly, any vertices that does not receive the label 1, you should start with 1. So any vertex does not receive the label 1. Therefore, this graph is not V super. So this graph is not a example for E super and V super. It is just a vertex magic total labeling. Now let us see an example for E super vertex magic total labeling. We have already seen this example. This is a vertex magic total labeling we know already, but we are going to check whether it is E super. E super means for the edges, the consecutive integers starting from 1 to Q should be assigned. Let me check whether it is assigned. So here, for this edge, 1 is assigned. For this edge, the label 2 is assigned. Here 3 is assigned. Here 4 is assigned. 5 and 6. Therefore, the consecutive integers are assigned. It is not necessary that it should be in the same order. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. It should be in the same order is not necessary. But the integers should be assigned consecutive integers as the labels. So here this condition is satisfied. Therefore, this is an example for V super vertex magic total labeling. Now we are going to see what is a consecutive magic total labeling. Already we have defined E super and V super. From this, what is consecutive? Means there we have defined the consecutive integer starting from 1. But if it starts from 2 and all, if it starts from 2, if I have said that it is a 2-edge consecutive magic total labeling, this is a path on 4 vertices. Therefore, there will be 4 vertices and 3 edges. Totally, the labeling should assign the integers starting from 1 to 7. Here also 1 to 7 is given, but here I have given 2. So additional one number I have to add. If it is 2 here, if I add 1, then 2 plus 1 is 3. Therefore, the edges should receive the label starting from 3 to the total number of edges. There are totally 3 edges. Therefore, it should be 2 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 3. Therefore, 3, 4, 5 and 3, 4, 5 and are given for the edges. Therefore, it is called a 2-edge consecutive magic labeling. But we can't say it is a vertex labeling, because if you take 1, 2, the next consecutive number should be 3. But 3 is assigned to the edge. So this is the definition for a edge consecutive magic labeling. Let us see the definition. So similarly, you can do it for the vertices also. A vertex magic total labeling is said to be a vertex consecutive if the vertices receives the label starting from A plus 1. So if it is 2, it should start from 3. So A plus 1, A plus 2, etc. up to A plus P. Since there are P vertices, then it is called a vertex consecutive magic. Or for the edges, they have given the another number B. So it should start from B plus 1, B plus 2, etc. up to B plus Q. Then it is called a B edge consecutive magic labeling. what is the research area? We can define this. Many papers have been published only in E super vertex magic labeling and V super. No papers have been published in this area. That is A super and B super. A consecutive, A edge consecutive and A vertex consecutive magic labeling and B edge consecutive magic labeling. So we would like to encourage the researchers to do the research in this area. Ma'am? Ma'am, whether the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what, ma'am?
Screen is visible, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Then what are the other research areas? Many papers have been published in vertex magic labeling for only one constant. There can be more than one constant also.
Meena,
Finite
ma'am?
number of. Yes,
Sorry?
ma'am.
Ma'am, please put on the full screen.
Yeah, it is only
The
in the full
slideshow.
screen.
The slideshow is not.
No, it is only in the slideshow, ma'am.
No.
Scope of the research.
Yeah, that side correct. But it's not in slideshow, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Wait, just wait a moment.
The full window is open, ma'am.
Wait a
Slideshow.
moment.
Ma'am, run பண்ணுங்க.
And whether it is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Carry on, ma'am.
So many research papers have been published in vertex magic total labeling with exactly one magic constant. We have also seen some graphs in which there arises only one magic constant, either 16 or 12 like that. But there are also possibilities for more than more than one magic constant. That is, for a finite number of magic constant, researchers can also try to do this area. The next new area which have not yet been touched is N magic total labeling. Let me say what is a N magic total labeling. So no papers have been published in this area also. It is a very new topic. So N magic total labeling means first from up to this point we have, but here we have defined two magic constant. So that only it is called as N magic total labeling. So this is a graph on P4 we know. So P4 means it contains 4 vertices and 3 edges. Therefore, there should be 7 labels given to the vertices as well as the edges. Therefore, the integer starting from 1 to 7 should be assigned. So here it is assigned in two ways. That is, if you see this graph, these are the pennant vertices. It is of degree 1. The remaining 2 vertices are of degree 2. So for the pennant vertices, for the vertices of same degree, will have a particular magic constant, and the vertices of other degree will have another magic constant. So vertices of degree 1 will receive the magic constant 10. Vertices with the degree 2 will receive the magic constant. Let me check whether it is correct. So let me check for the pennant vertices first. So these are the pennant vertices. So if you add the label given at the vertex and the edge, 3 plus 7 is 10. Similarly, for this edge, it is also a pendant edge. If you add the labels, 4 plus 6 is 10. So it is okay. Now for degree 2 vertices, we have to check. For degree 2 vertices, so this is the vertex of degree 2, and there are 2 edges incident with this. 7 plus 1 plus 5 will receive the magic constant to be 30. And this vertex is also of degree 2. Therefore, 2 plus 6 plus 5. It will also receive the magic constant to be 30. So therefore, this is called as the n-magic total labeling. So let us move on to the definition first. So a vertex n-magic total labeling, if the vertices of distinct degrees, distinct magic constant, and the vertices of same degree should have same magic constant. Such a labeling is called even. So there is also another type. If you say it as even, the vertices should receive the even label. If you say in this example, it is not even, because if you see the vertices receive the label 1, 2, so we can say it is consecutive, but we can't able to say it is even. So this is the one another type. And then we are going to the next definition of edge magic labeling. Up to this point, we have learned what is a vertex magic labeling. From here, we are going to see what is a edge magic labeling. So edge magic labeling means in a similar manner, we are going to assign the integers for the vertices as well as the edges starting from 1 to p plus 2. But the condition imposed here is, so this is the label. Beta of A is the label for the vertex. Beta of B is the label for the another vertex, and beta of A comma B is the label for the edge. So if you add these numbers, you should get the same constant. Let me show an example. For edge magic labeling, you have to take, for vertex, you will be taking the vertex first. Vertex magic labeling. For an edge, suppose if a graph contains a edge like this, how to find the edge magic labeling is, first you have to take the label of the vertex, and you have to, an edge will always contain two end vertices with it. So you have to add the labels of the two end vertices. So that constant is said to be the edge magic constant. Here the number is 50. For a vertex, first you take a vertex and you add the sum of the labels of vertex and the edges incident with it. Whereas here you have to take the edge and you have to add the end vertices. The label should be the same. That is called the edge magic constant. If I show an example, you will be very clear with it. So here the magic constant of the edge is denoted by beta of A comma B, and the magic constant is denoted by K. If a graph admits any magic labeling, it is called a magic graph. So here I have taken one graph. So this graph consists of, inside the cycle there are 4 vertices and there are 4 pendant vertices also. So totally 8 vertices we are having, and edges. Inside the circle there are 4 edges and the pendant edges are 4. So I have 8 edges. So totally I have to assign the labels starting from 1 to 16. So first what we do is we assign the numbers to the vertices. After us, starting from 1 to 8. So 1 to 8 is assigned here. Therefore, the edges should receive the labels from 9 to 16. How to, before assigning it, let me divide the problem into 2 cases. What we do is, first we will take the adjacent vertices and add the sum to get the consecutive integers. So I can say 1 and 3 are adjacent vertices since there is an edge between 1 and 3. But the label with the label of the vertices 8 and 7 are not adjacent, since there is not an edge between these 2 vertices. So if I add 1 and 3, I get the integer to be 4. The next number to 4 is 5. So I have to get the consecutive integers for all the adjacent edges. If I receive like this, then the problem for labeling the edges is very easy. So 1 plus 3 is 4. Then I have to see for 5. What are the edges I should add to get 5 is 3 and 2 are adjacent edges. So if I add those 2 adjacent vertices, I will be getting 5. Then for getting 6, I have to add this edge, that is 4 and 2. So 4 plus 2 will give the next consecutive integer 6. For getting 7, I have to add 6 and 1. So 6 plus 1, if I add, I will be able to getting 7. For getting 8, I have to add 6 and 2. 6 and 2, if I add means I will be getting 8. For getting 9, the pendant edge 8 plus 1. If I add 8 plus 1, I will be getting 9. For getting 10, I will be adding 7 and 3. If 7 and 3 are added, I will be getting 10. Then there is only one pendant edge left. If I add 6 plus 5, I will be getting 11. So I have obtained the consecutive integers starting from 4 to 11. So the remaining step is we have to get a constant magic labeling, and the edges should be received the labels 9 to 16. So if you put the consecutive integers in the descending order for the edges, then you will be getting the same constant. So that is, if you put 16 here, the magic constant will be 20. I'm going to put the consecutive integers in the descending order. So 16. And then 15, that the magic constant will be 20. The next consecutive integer in the descending order is 14. Next descending order is 30 and 12. So the edges should be labeled starting from 9 to 16, and for the last edge I will be giving 9. So 11. 10 plus 10 is 20, and here I will be giving 11. So if you see the numbers, so this is the construction for the labelings for the edges. So 1 plus 3 is 4. So that edge should be receive the label 60. And 2 plus 3 is 5. And that edge will be receiving the label 50. 2 plus 4, that edge will receive 14. 1 plus 6 is 7. Therefore, that edge will receive the label 30. In a similar manner, 12, 11, 10, and 9 will be given. So this is the magic labeling, edge magic labeling. So here what we have done is, vertices are given the numbers from 1 to 8, edges are given the numbers from 9 to 16, and the magic constant is 20. So how to construct the magic constant is, you have to take the label of the edge and you have to add the labels given at the end vertices of the edge. It should give the same magic constant. So totally there are 8 edges in this graph. For these 8 edges, I receive the same magic constant 20. So this is these in the numbers in the middle will represent the label of the edges, and in the other 2 corners will represent the labels of the vertices. If you see, observe that the numbers of the labels will not, edges will not be repeated. It will be distinct. Now we are going to see what is the necessary condition for this edge magic total labeling. So the first condition is, if you take any 3 labels of the integers, vertices, any 3 labels of the vertices, it should not give the magic constant k, because we have already know that the first and last should be the vertices of the labels of the vertices, and the middle one should be the label for the edge. So if you add any 3 vertices, labels of the any 3 vertices, it should not give rise to the constant k. Similarly, if you add the any labels of any 2 vertices, it should be distinct, as we have discussed earlier. Similarly, the edges will be receiving the label starting from k minus ai plus aj to p plus 2. So this is the illustration. So this is the graph we have labeled already. So if you take any 3 labels of the vertices, that is 8 plus 1 plus 3, it will not add up to 20. It is only 12. Similarly, if you take another 3 set of vertices, 5 plus 6 plus 2, it will also add up to 30. It is not equal to 20. And the numbers in the middle will represent, that is in the middle means here, it will represent the edges. And these are the numbers starting from k minus ai plus aj up to p plus 2. So this is one example. It is not necessary that every graph should be a magic labeling. There also exists graph which is not a magic labeling. We have already seen this graph, K4 minus E. It is a magic labeling. It possesses a magic labeling. Let me see whether this is edge magic labeling. So how to verify is, you have to take an edge and you have to add the labels of the edge along with the end vertices. So if you add these three values, you will be getting the magic constant to be 12. Similarly, if you take this edge 9 plus 2 plus 1, it is also 12. If you take this edge 6 plus 4 plus 2, it is also 12. 5 plus 1 plus 6 is also 12. But if I add, this is the graph K4 minus E. If I take the graph K4 means I have to add these three, add this edge. So to get 12, already here 6 and 3 are labeled. The vertices are labeled 6 and 3. So the magic constant is 12. So what should be given to the edges? 12 minus 9. So 12 minus 9 is 3. But 3 is already assigned to this vertex. So it cannot be, the number should not be repeated. So it should not be repeated here. Therefore, whatever labeling K4 minus E is not a magic labeling. Now we are going to see a dual labeling for a graph. For this, usually the magic labeling, edge magic labeling is denoted by beta and its dual is denoted by beta dash. For constructing beta dash, let me define the number m. M is nothing but p plus q plus 1. That is the number of vertices plus the number of edges plus 1. This is the value of m. After defining m, then defining the dual of the vertex and the edges are easy. It is nothing but we have to subtract the label which is already given to the vertex which is given to the edge from m. Then we will be arriving at the dual labeling. And the dual constant, magic constant is always represented by k, and the dual constant is denoted k dash. So magic constant is denoted by k, but the dual is denoted by k dash. And the formula for obtaining k dash is 3m minus 3. The sum of the vertex labels. The sum of the vertex label is nothing but, let me show an example. So if you stay, so if you say, take this graph, capital S will denote the labels of the vertices. It starts from 1 up to 8, and small s will denote the sum of these values, that is 1 plus 2 plus etc. up to 8. So we can n into n plus 1 by 2, therefore 8 into 9 by 2. So it is nothing but cancel 4 times and the value is 36. 9 4. So capital S will always denote the labels on the vertices. It is a set, and small s is a number which is obtained by adding the labels on the vertices. So let me give an illustration. So this is the graph which we have already constructed. Now we are going to construct a dual labeling for this graph. For that, I have to define the number m. M is nothing but p plus q plus 1. We know that this graph has 8 vertices and 8 edges and plus 1. Therefore, the value of m is 70. So to get the labelings for the vertices for the dual graph, you have to subtract 17 minus the label which is already given. So 17 minus 8 is 9. Therefore, 9 will be given here. Similarly, 17 minus 7 is 10. Therefore, here 10 will be given. In a similar manner, all the vertices, if you subtract 17 minus the original label, you will be getting the dual label. For the edge also, you have to subtract 17 minus 9. So 8 you will be getting here. 17 minus 12 is 5. So in a similar manner, if you subtract, you will be able to get the dual labeling. This is the dual labeling for the vertices, and this is the dual labeling for the edges. Now we have to check whether the magic constant k dash will satisfy this formula 3m minus k. So 3 into m is nothing but 8 plus 8 plus 1, 17 minus the magic constant for this graph. Original graph k is nothing but 8 plus 1 plus 11 is 20. So 51 minus 20 is 31. Whether we will get 31, we are going to check. So for this graph, if you find the magic constant, 9 plus 6 plus 16 is 31. Then S dash, we have already find the value of S to be 36 and the value of M to be 17 and the value of P is 8. So if you substitute in the formula, you will be getting 100. And if you observe that for the original graph, the vertices receive the consecutive label starting from 1 to 8. Whereas in the dual graph, the edges receive the labels starting from 1 to 8. And in the original graph, the edges receive the label starting from 9 to 16. It is totally reversed here. Here, the vertices receive the label from 9 to 16. So this is one observation you have to note. And so if you add all the labels, that is labels of the vertices, 9 plus 10 plus 11 plus 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, you will be getting 100. Now we are going to define a new concept, well spread sequence. This is applied in for labeling the complete graphs. For complete graphs, we know that any two edges are adjacent. So for that concept, we first define well spread sequence. We have to take a sequence of numbers. This is nothing but sequence of numbers. Since it contains a second sequence I get 39. So the minimum of this is 30. Therefore, rho star of 7 is 30. The value of rho star of n for n is equal to 8. For 8 means here there will be 8 integers. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And if you find the value of, so you can check the same procedure. Here all the integers are distinct, and if you add any two integers, you will not be able to get the same value. And if you find the row of A, it is 42, and it is also minimum. Therefore, we can say row star of 8 is 42. So always row star of A will satisfy this inequality also. All magic labeling for complete graph we are going to define. For K2, this is the magic labeling. It is trivial. For K3, so we have already said that there is not at all a single magic constant. So here for the graph K3, we have constructed 4 magic constants. It can be either 9 or 10 or 11 or 12. So here I have labeled the vertices 1, 2, 3. Therefore, if I add 1 plus 2 plus 3, it is 6. Here I have labeled the vertices 1, 3, 5. The sum will add up to 9. Here it is 2, 4, 6, and the sum will add up to 12. And here it is 4, 5, 6, it will add up to 15. So this graph will represent the label of the for k equal to 21, s is equal to 20, there are no solutions. For k equal to 24, if you add 12 plus 4 plus 8, you will be getting 24. So these are the solutions for the complete graph K5. And this is the magic labeling for the complete graph K6. So if you find the magic constant 10 plus 14 plus 1, it will add up to 36. There are no solution for k equal to 21 and s is equal to 21. So once you define a parameter, that is a certain type of labeling, you can extend your work for complete graph, cycle, path and all. So this is the extension for the research. So this is a Peterson graph. Peterson graph is nothing but it consists of cycle inside and a cycle outside, cycle of length 5. So totally there are 10 vertices and there are 15 edges. So totally we have to assign the int from 1 to 25. If you see, this graph is given starting from 1 to 25. And if you find the magic constant, if you add 7 plus 17 plus 5, you will be getting 29. So 29 is obtained for all the edges. It's not for only one edge. If you take any edge, if you add, you will be getting 29. Then theorem. Every odd cycle has a magic labeling with k is equal to, k is nothing but the magic constant and p is the number of vertices. So we are going to talk only about the odd cycle. Odd cycle means cycle which is of odd length. So this is K3, it's C3, so it is of odd length. So if you find the magic constant 5 plus 1 plus 3, it will add up to 9. So if you apply this formula also, it is 9. So the formula for S, that is the sum of the vertices, is also given here. Similarly, if you find, whenever you find a labeling, for the corresponding labeling, you can able to find the dual labeling. So this is the dual for the previous labeling. So this is the graph which we have already labeled. This is the dual graph. So how to find the dual is nothing but here there are 3 vertices and 3 edges. So for the defining M, you have to add 3 plus 3 plus 1. So you will be getting 7. So you have to subtract 7 from each. Therefore 7 minus 1 is 6. 7 minus 2 is 5. 7 minus 3 is 4. 7 minus 5 is 2. 7 minus 6 is 1. And 7 minus 4 is 3. So for this graph, the magic constant formula is given by, actually here it should be k dash, okay, 1 by 2 into 7p plus 3. So 7 into, there are total 3 vertices. So 24 by 2 is 12. Similarly, if you add the labels of these vertices, it will give rise to 12. And the value of s dash is nothing but k dash s dash, because it is the dual, we have to put k dash s dash. So 1 by 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 plus 1, it is nothing but 15. So the vertices are given the label 6, 4, 5. If you add, you will be getting 15. Next theorem, this is also on odd cycle. So here they have given k is equal to 3 plus 1. For k equal to 3p plus 2, it follows from the duality. So you have to construct the dual graph for this. These two graphs are dual to each other. Now, up to this, we have considered only cycles of odd length. Here also we have taken, there we taken C3. Here it is 7 vertices we are having. So it is 7, it is also a even odd number. Now we are going to see the theorem on even cycles. So even cycle is split into 2 ways. First, we will define the number even cycle length to be 2n. So here n can be either even or odd. So from this point, n can be either even or odd. Whatever be n, 2n will be always even. So first we consider the case for n to be even, then we consider the case for n to be odd. So this is a generalized part for this theorem. So if you label in this manner, you will be able to get the magic constant to be this value. Let me check whether it is labeled in the manner. So for this, the value of p is, it is a graph on 8 vertices. Therefore, the value of p is 8. To get the value of n, I have to divide by 2. So it is a 4. So it is an even number. So for giving the vertex for the first label, I have to apply this formula. So if you apply this formula means 1 plus 1 by 2. So it will add up to 1. Therefore, the first vertex is labeled 1. Similarly, if you take the third vertex, 3 plus 1 by 2 is 2. The third vertex is labeled 2. And if you take the last vertex, 2n is the last vertex, then the last vertex is labeled 8. The value of label of last vertex is 8 plus 2 by 2 is 5. So this is the last vertex. And for the second vertex, you have to give 3n. 3n is nothing but 3 into 4. 3 into 4 is 12. Therefore, second vertex is given 12. So if you apply this formula, you will be able to find the vertices of the labels, labels of the vertices. If you want to label the edges, what you have to do is, first you have to, using this formula, you find the value of the magic constant. So if you use this formula, the magic constant will give rise to 22. So 1 plus 12 plus, what should be, 1 plus 12 should be subtracted from 22. 22 minus 1 plus 2 will give rise to 9. So in that manner, you can label the edges. And now we are going to see an example where n is an odd case. So this is the formula applied. So here totally there are 6 vertices, 2 into 3, therefore 3 is an odd number. So if you apply this formula, you will be able to get this graph. There are also labelings for graphs which is of length divisible by 4. So if you take this graph, it is C8. So 8 is divisible by 4. And if you label in this manner, you will be able to get a magic constant. இதுக்கு வர மாட்டேங்குது.
Ma'am?
Whether the screen is visible, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Ma'am, whether it is visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
So in the previous theorem, the constant is given by k equal to 7p plus 2 by 2. We can also find for a same graph there can exist n number of magic constant. So k equal to 3p can also be obtained. This is the generalization and this is the labeling given. So when you find the duality for that graph k equal to 3p, you will be able to getting another magic constant k equal to 3p plus 3. This is the dual of the previous graph. Similarly, now we have done with the large cycles. Now we are going to do with the small cycles. Labelings are done with the small cycles up to C6. C3 is already discussed. It is nothing but K3. C3 is K3, so it is already discussed. Let me start with C4. So C4 will give the magic constants 12, 13, and 4. With the magic sums, when you add the labelings of the vertices, you will be getting 12, 16, 20, and 24. So for k equal to 12, there is only unique solution. So this is the solution set for k equal to 12. If you add 8 plus 1 plus 3, it is 12. And k equal to 30, there are two solutions. So this is one solution. This is the second solution. The other two cases will be the dual of the first one. For k equal to 12, k equal to dual of k equal to 12 will give k equal to 15, and the dual of k equal to 13 will give k equal to 14. There are two cases. Samplings on small cycles for k C5. So there are the four magic constants 14, 15, 16, and 19, and the duals will also be given here. So for k equal to 15, there are no solution. For 16, there are two solutions, and k equal to 14 will give the dual k equal to dual of k equal to 14 will give k equal to 19. So for C6, there are three magic constants 17, 18, and 19. So for 17, there are two cases. There are three solutions for 17. And for k equal to 18, there is only one solution. For k equal to 19, there are 6 solutions. 3 solutions are listed here, and the remaining 3 are given here. Then the duality will give the remaining labels. Dual for k equal to 17 will give k equal to 22. Dual for k equal to 18 will give k equal to 21. Dual for k equal to 19 will give k equal to 20. So magic labelings are applications mainly in communication networks. Such network consists of devices and communication line connecting these devices. So to avoid collision, each communication line should have a unique identifier. For this identifier, we will be using edge magic labeling. For security reasons also, it will be used. Another application is nothing but it is in radar impulses. So the researchers can do a lot of research work in magic total labeling of graphs with k magic constants. So this is an important open problem posted is, if you take any tree, it is always magic labeling. It possesses a magic labeling, but it is a conjuncture only. We know that four color problem is a conjuncture. It is not true. In a similar manner, if you take any tree, it is a magic labeling, but no theorem has been yet arrived. So researchers can develop the theorem on that area. So depending upon the constraint, we can define so many labelings. So it is labeling is applied in X-ray, coding theory, astronomy, geographical navigation, communication system and all. So how many computers are connected, workstations are needed are also be applied. These are the references I have used. Interaction, if you have any doubt on this, you can interact with me.
Dear participants, any doubt? Please ask, ma'am. Participants, any doubt? Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Participants, the feedback form link is sent in the chat box. Please fill the form. Meena, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
I think no doubt by anybody.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
It's a clear presentation, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. I would like call upon Miss J. Priyadarshini, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, SBC Pudukkottai, to deliver the vote of thanks. Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Good afternoon to one and all gathered here. Thirst for knowledge never ends, but today's webinar comes to an end. On this wonderful day, I would like to present my vote of thanks. I thank our chairman, secretary, and trust members for their concern to arrange such a wonderful webinar in this pandemic period. We take this golden opportunity to thank our principal ma'am, Dr. Kumuda, for providing a lot of support and encouragement to organize this webinar. I would like to convey my special gratitude to the resource person, Dr. Meenal, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of Mathematics, JJ College of Arts and Science, Pudukkottai, for her thought-provoking lecture on magic labeling on graphs. Once again, I thank you, ma'am, for your valuable message. It's my pleasure to thank our admirable HOD, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Parimala Devi and all the staff members of our department for extending their helping hands to conduct this program in a successful manner. I thank Mrs. Maheshwari for her welcome address. I thank all the faculties, research scholars, and the students from our college and the other college for their active participation in this wonderful webinar. Without you, this webinar would not be a success. Once again, I thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. The tomorrow session will be start at sharply 3 p.m. Thank you, participants. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.